Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Tulsa, Oklahoma and the Tulsa Expo Raceway for the Midwest Super Dirt Series version of the Gateway Dirt Nationals. But we're on a budget. Obviously, we can't rent out the dome. This place is a little cheaper. We're making do with what we can because Wade Field spent all of our advertising money on chili dogs. I'd like to welcome you in. You're going to see the UMP Modifieds that you've seen all season long here on the B-Main Bandits YouTube channel, as well as the MSDS Super Late Models in action on this short 1/5 mile here indoors. And let's get right to the heat race action. Heat race number 1 for the MSDS Modifieds out on the track. The 21 of Michael Covey going to lead him to the green. Christopher Perrin to his outside. Dylan Jones and Hayden Tullison in row number 2. Brandon Walsh and Nick McDougall in row number 3. And Preston Cottrell rounds out the 7-car field. Got 7 cars going for 8 laps around the tight confines of the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Field works into 3 out of 4. Green flags in the air. We're underway. Colby going to lead the field down into 1 and 2. Bit of a stack up in turns 1 and 2. Top 2 get away clean and green. Green lights are still on around the speedway, so we're going to keep it going. Perrin giving chase to the 21 of Covey. About a half a car length the advantage. Passing going to be tough here on the flat, short racetrack here inside the Tulsa Expo Raceway with these big full-body cars. Perrin gets tight, allows Covey to slip away just a little bit more. Brandon Walsh in the 3rd spot. Able to make it through the early melee. Covey continues to lead as he's going to see the cross flags. 4 down, 4 to go here in heat race number 1. Going back through the field, Hayden Tullison with damage to the left front of that race car. Bounces it off the wall, still holding on to the 4th spot for the time being as Preston Cottrell closing the gap. Followed closely by Nick McDougall. Covey still leading. This time by, he's going to see the popsicle sticks. 2 laps to go. 1.1 seconds the advantage over Christopher Perrin. Walsh closing the gap. Look like he's going to make a run for P2. White flags in the air. 1 lap to go. Covey switches up the line, runs around the bottom for the final time as checkered flag flies. Michael Covey going to win heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 for the Modifieds. Going to see Blake Dolger on the pole. Kane Williams in the 22 to his outside. Kyle Carter and Noah Bowman in row number 2. Ryan Covey, Andrew Thornton in row number 3. And tag of the tail is going to be the 110 of Chase Copeland. Seven more cars, 8 more laps here around the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Dolger fires, Williams follows, and we're green. Dolger going to lead the field smooth and steady through turns number 1 and 2. Williams starting to close the gap. Bowman right on his tail as well. All 3 of the top 3 getting tight there in turns 1 and 2. Bowman now looking underneath the Williams for P2. As you can tell, very tight confines for the full-bodied cars. Passing is definitely an issue here. Whole field pretty much single file, riding around the high side for the most part. Bowman gets tight, allows Williams to slip away. Now Bowman under fire from Kyle Carter, as we're already halfway home here in this one. Blake Dolger out to a comfortable lead, 0.6 of a second over Kane Williams. This time by popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go. Dolger with a commanding lead over Kane Williams. All 6 cars still on track. Single file around the high side for the final time through turns 3 and 4. Checker flag's going to fly. Blake Dolger is going to win heat race number 2. And that is going to wrap up heat race action for our modifieds. Next up will be the super late model heat races. Heat race number 1 for the MSDS super late models coming at you. Preston Cottrell going to roll from the pole. Jay Shaft to his outside. Kane Williams and Kyle Carter in row number 2. Matt Westfall and Tom Ostendorf in row number 3. And Richie Gaines going to round out your 7-car field. 7 cars getting ready to do battle for 8 laps here around the Tulsa Expo Raceway. And we're green off turn number 4. Cottrell going to lead the field through just like the modifieds. Big, wide machines. Really hard to find some racing room here around the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Cottrell leading the field down. Single filing out here pretty quick. Kane Williams looking underneath for the lead. Everybody trying to be courteous and give some racing room. Major Achilles heel to these super late models is the right front corner. Basically made out of glass. Contact with the wall or other cars could spell disaster for your night. As they come through to the halfway point, contact with Cottrell. Looked like an accordion effect. Caught up to the leader. That's going to put Kane Williams out front. Kyle Carter now in P2. And Jay Schaff on the final spot in the podium. This time by, popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go for Kane Williams. Does Kyle Carter have anything for him? Does Jay Schaff pull the rabbit out of the hat? Schaff gets tight. Williams and Carter out front. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag flies, and Kane Williams is going to win heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 for the super late models. Michael Covey going to lead him to the green with Andrew Thornton to his outside. Blake Dulger and Noah Bowman in row number 2. And Christopher Haddon and Hayden Tollison rounding out the 6-car field. Got 6 cars this time. Going to go for 8 more laps here around the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Covey and Thornton trot the field down. Into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4. Green flags in the air, and we're away. A little bit of contact. Covey sideways. Thornton tied into the wall in turns 1 and 2. Everybody gathers it back up. Covey's going to lead lap number 1 with Thornton right behind. Blake Dulger in the 3rd spot. Noah Bowman back in the 5th spot. Got shuffled back. Christopher Haddon already into the pit area. Covey leading, Thornton keeping pace. Blake Dulger runs in the 3rd spot. Noah Bowman gotten around Hayden Tollison. Tollison now into pit road. It's a 4-car race out on the speedway. Now Thornton looking underneath of Michael Covey for the lead. Jumps the berm, getting in turn number 3 this time by. Covey's got 3 laps to go. This time by, you don't see the popsicle sticks. Now 2 laps to go for Covey. Blake Dulger starting to close the gap on Andrew Thornton. Trying to make a race of it here at the end. White flags in the air, 1 lap to go. Thornton gets tight in turns 1 and 2. Dulger to the inside. Side by side down the back straightaway. Thornton tight once again. Gives the hell on the high side. Powers back by. Dulger's going to finish 3rd. Thornton 2nd. But Michael Covey is going to win heat race number 2. 3rd and final heat race for the super late models. Christopher Perrin going to lead us to the green. Dylan Jones to his outside. Ryan Covey and Chase Copeland in row number 2. And the 3rd and final row, Brandon Walsh and Nick McDougall. 6 more cars, 8 more laps, 1 more time here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Perrin and Jones lead us down. A little bit of beating and banging right off the get-go, but we're green. Perrin down to the low side. Jones battling back on the high side after getting tight in turns 1 and 2. Still side by side for the lead. Now Jones going to clear down the back straightaway. He's got it this time to turn number 3. Perrin battling right back on the low side. Chase Copeland missing a big part of the nose here already. Tight in turns 1 and 2. Able to hold off Ryan Covey for the 3rd position so far. Now Jones starting to run away just a little bit out front. Perrin still holds on to the 2nd spot. Copeland with 3/4 of a late model still running in the 3rd spot. Already halfway home in this one. They've already seen the crossed flags. 4 down, 4 to go. Walsh runs in the 4th spot. Covey in 5th. Nick McDougal just surviving, hanging on in 6th. Jones this time, he's going to see the popsicle sticks. 2 laps to go. Gets tight into the wall. All 3 cars, the top 3 do. Now Jones with the spoiler hanging off the race car. He's going to see the white flag. 1 lap to go. Perrin and Copeland side by side for P2 and 3 in the back. Off of turn number 4 though, Dylan Jones is going to win heat race number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the modifieds to throw down in T-Town under the big top here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway. 14 cars doing battle for 30 laps, and let's see your starting lineup. Leading the field to the green tonight is going to be the 21 of Michael Covey. Blake Dulger in the 18 to his outside. Christopher Perrin and Kane Williams in row number 2. Brandon Walsh and Noah Bowman in row number 3. Hayden Tullis and Kyle Carter, row number 4. Preston Cottrell and Chase Copeland round out the top 10. Nick McDougal, Ryan Covey in row number 6. And the 7th and final row, you're going to find Dylan Jones in Andrew Thornton. Ladies and gentlemen, 14 cars, 30 laps. It's about to get rowdy under the big top. Covey fires and we're underway here in Tulsa. Whole field follows into turns 1 and 2, clean and green through 1 and 2. See if we can complete the rest of the lap without incident. Looks like we're going to make it. Now working lap number 2, a little further back in the pack. We're starting to jumble them up out of turn number 2, and the yellow flag is out. First caution of the night coming for this stack up. Field gets bottled up. Bowman gets into the back of Walsh, gets run into by Covey, and then Bowman does his best turtle impression out of turn number 2, and that brings out the first yellow. Got them re-racked, restacked, ready to go once again. Michael Covey's going to be your leader. Blake Dulger in 2nd. Field fires off turn number 4. We're back underway. Down the back straightaway, Covey's still got the lead. No challenge yet from Dulger. The rest of the field starting to stretch out, trying to give each other some racing room. Kane Williams working a low side of the speedway, trying to find his way into the fight. And now Hayden Collison trying to set sail on the high side, currently in a 4th spot, wants to make his way onto the podium. He's got a run on Williams into turns 1 and 2. 3 wide for the modifieds out of turn 2. Only a handful in, a long way to go here in Tulsa. Tollison gets tied up on the cushion. That's going to allow the top three to slip away for the moment. Back out front, Michael Covey. Smooth and steady up on the high side, trying to click the laps off. Dulger runs at P2. Kane Williams still holds on to third. The rest of the field single file for the most part behind him. Tollison tries to go around the high side. Bounces it off the wall once again. Williams looking underneath Dulger for P2. Right now, the high side of the speedway is the place to be. Only battle on track right now, pretty much for the second position. As I say that, we got a little bit of shuffling around here further back in the pack. Christopher Parrott, Kyle Carter now side by side. This is for the 5th spot. With Chase Copeland also throwing his hat in the ring. Copeland, kind of a rough slider, gets into Carter. Carter's going to come to a stop high side of the speedway and draw the yellow. Got the field re-racked, restacked, ready to go once again. Covey, Dulger, Williams, Tollison, Cottrell, now your top 5. Green flag here, we are back underway. Covey, a little bit of contact with Dulger, pushes up the high side of the racetrack. We got them all stacked up, and I believe the yellow flag is out once again. Big chain reaction from the stack up front. Everybody bouncing off one another. A bunch of cars stopped at the exit of turn number 2 is going to draw the yellow flag. And we're starting to thin the herd. Only a handful of cars left on track. Dulger, Covey, Williams, your top 3. And we have 16 laps to go. Contact once again, getting in turn 1 and 2. Dulger pushing real tight. Looks like the steering hung to the left on Dulger's car. He's going to turn it around backwards. Green light's still on with Dulger sitting there. And now the yellow comes out. As the plot twists continue, coming back to green, Chase Copeland, Kane Williams, Hayden Tollison, and Andrew Thornton, now your top 3. As we're finally at the halfway point, just past 15 to go. Williams holding off Tollison for the lead. Andrew Thornton battling with Michael Covey for the 3rd final spot on the podium. A little bit of contact between everybody there down the front straightaway. A little further back. Watch the 3-car battle for the podium spots. Williams out to a comfortable lead. Tollison working high side of the speedway. Andrew Thornton down on the low side. Hanging right with Michael Covey. Running wheel to wheel with the modifieds here inside the Tulsa Expo Raceway. So far, this is your only race on track. There are only 6 cars on track at the current point with 10 to go. Race has definitely been a war of attrition. Out front, Hayden Tollison. Catching your leader, Kane Williams. Covey desperately trying to find some speed. Thornton sticking to the low side of the racetrack. Covey into the wall once again. Allows Thornton right back by. Christopher Parrott running the 5th spot. Might get in on the battle. We can keep it clean and green. Everybody on track gets a top 5. Contact for the lead. Tollison's got the lead down back straightaway. Williams back to the low side, trying to get the lead back as the fistful is in the air. 5 laps to go. Now side by side once again for your race lead. Tollison's got it. Williams wants it. Michael Covey has cleared Andrew Thornton for the 3rd spot. Thornton still sticking to the low side now with 3 laps to go. This time by popsicle sticks are in the air. 2 laps to go for Hayden Tollison. Does Williams have anything for him? He's right to the back bumper as the white flag is in the air. Tollison gets tight on the cushion. Williams able to get by in the melee. Everybody beating and banging it off turn number 4. Your winner is going to be Kane Williams. Definitely a war of attrition tonight for the MSDS Modifieds here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Let's look at that A feature rundown. Kane Williams is going to be your winner. Michael Coffey slips through for P2. Hayden Tollison able to hang on for the final spot on the podium. Andrew Thornton 14th to 4th. In tonight's A main, Christopher Perrin rounds out the top 5 as the last car running on the lead lap. Blake Dulger, Chase Copeland, Nick McDougall, Preston Cottrell, and Dylan Jones round out your top 10. Kyle Carter, Brandon Walsh, Noah Bowman, and Ryan Covey round out your 14-car field. Well, if you thought that was exciting, folks, we're not done yet, as we're about to get even more rowdy with the super late models coming at you next. Sit down, strap in, and hold on tight as we take you on a 3-wide virtual thrill ride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Super Late Model A main event here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway. 19 Super Late Models set to do battle here on this 1/5 mile oval. And tonight's Super Late Model A main event is brought to you by Cosmic Dougal Gaming. Nick McDougall sponsoring the upcoming season for the Midwest Super Dirt Series as we return to the Super Late Models coming to you this summer. Starting on the pole tonight is going to be the 22 of Kane Williams. Michael Covey to his outside. Dylan Jones, Kyle Carter in row number 2. Andrew Thornton and Christopher Perrin in row number 3. Jay Schaff, Blake Dulger in row number 4. Chase Copeland, Preston Cottrell in row number 5. Noah Bowman and Brandon Walsh in row number 6. Matt Westfall, Hayden Tollison in row number 7. Christopher Haddon and Michael Covey, or Ryan Covey, row number 8. Row number 9, it's going to be Nick McDougall and Richie Gaines. 18 of the 19 cars taken to the track for the A main. Williams and Covey going to lead us down. We're ready to rumble here in Tulsa. Williams going to lead the field down through turns 1 and 2. Good run off the low side. Gets some breathing room here early. Michael Covey working a high side. Yellow flags out already. Caution coming out here on the initial start for Matt Westfall. Gets tight. Gets into the opening there in turn 1. Right front suspension broken. That's going to end his night early. Now we got him re-racked, restacked, ready to go once again. Williams, Covey, and Jones, your top 3 green flags in the air. We're underway once again. Got a couple going around there in the back. Do we stay green? So far, green lights are still on. A lot of shuffling further back in the pack there, beating and banging on each other for the top 3 spots. Kyle Carter comes out of that melee with the 2nd spot. Michael Covey now looking underneath of him. 2 distinct lines becoming apparent here with the modifieds. We saw the top side of the speedway be dominant. Now with the super late models, the low side is there. And you got some people still railing the top side, trying to make something happen. Now Covey's going to slide by for the 2nd position. Keeps it nice and straight like an asphalt car down on the inside, making it work for him for the time being. Kane Williams starting to see the tail of the field here already. First car in jeopardy going a lap down is going to be the 52 of Michael Haddon. Christopher Haddon First car in danger of being a lap down. Now Williams has caught the back of the pack. Puts Haddon the lap down in short order. That puts a lap car between himself and the second place runner, Michael Colvey. Colvey still sticking to the low side. First car up top, Kyle Carter. Trying to use the momentum, make it go somewhere. Switches up the line, goes to the bottom through turns 3 and 4. Now down to the bottom of 1 and 2 once again. Top 3 kind of strung out. As Williams is going to start seeing heavier lap traffic. Next 2 cars ahead are Nick McDougal and Richie Gaines. Gaines in jeopardy of being under fire here in the next turn. Now Williams has caught Gaines running the same line. Picking through lap traffic is going to be a difficult task here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Now Williams down inside of Gaines. Gaines going to give him the lane as Walsh is into the wall there in turn 1. Hard into the wall, and that's going to draw the yellow flag. Caution going to come out this time for Brandon Walsh in the 10. Having a hard time getting down the front straightaway, breaks the front end. And man, he turns it turtle in a big way there in turn 1. Coming back to green. Williams, Colvey, Carter, Bowman, Jones, your top 5. Williams fires, we're back underway. Williams sticking to the low side. Michael Colvey now showing the nose underneath. Trying to take over the lead. Colvey with a good run side by side for the lead. Catfishing around the bottom is going to work for him. Michael Colvey's got the lead as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. Nearly 3 wide off turn 4 for the lead. Kyle Carter shoving his nose in there, so excuse me, coming through. Now Carter down to the low side, battling with Michael Colvey. Watching the race for the lead. Carter's got it this time down the back straightaway. Michael Colvey goes to cross him back over as they are going to get to the halfway point right here. We got 20 in the books, 20 to go, and it's starting to get rowdy. Michael Colvey, Dylan Carter bulldozing each other out of the way. Colvey gets punted to the high side. Carter assumes the lead for the time being. Dylan Jones now looking to the inside for P2. Noah Bowman, the Bowmanator, is there, representing the Brandon Shepherd B5. Now Carter's got the lead and a little bit of breathing room. Colvey trying to close that gap back up. Dylan Jones catfishing around the inside, bringing Hayden Tollison with him. Oh, and Jones is going to go around on the bumper of Noah Bowman, as that's going to bring out the yellow. Caution going to come out this time for the 22. Jones sets up for the inside. Noah Bowman with a big run and nowhere to take it. And Jones ends up facing the wrong way on a one-way street. Coming back to green once again. Carter, Colvey, Tollison, Williams, and Dulger, your top 5. Green flags back to the air once again. We got 16 laps to go. A little bit of beating and banging here up front. Kyle Carter's got the lead. Tollison squeaks by into P2. Michael Colvey stuck on the high side of the 3rd spot as Dulger trying to find his way underneath him as well. Tollison and Dulger down low, keeping Colvey up on the high side. A lot of contact down the front straightaway. Now Colvey shuffled back to the 4th spot, in danger of dropping to 5th as Kane Williams is working the inside as well. First 2 cars up top are Michael Colvey and Andrew Thornton in the 31. Tollison switches up the line. He goes to the high side, trying to see if he can get a run on Carter. Nothing doing that time. Top 3 down to the inside. Colvey still battling hard on the high side. Down the back straightaway this time by Kyle Carter's going to have 10 laps to go. Top 4 cars, top 5 cars, all down to the inside of the speedway. Tollison switches up the line once again, tries to get a run on the high side. Still nothing quite there. Not going to stop him for trying. Carter's up, locking down the bottom. Going to have to either move him or run where he ain't. Top 2 cars start to see the back of the pack once again. Hadden already 1 lap down. Will he be a factor as this time by? They're only going to have 6 laps to go. Now Tollison's got his nose up top. Gets tied up on the cushion, still able to maintain the speed. They're side by side for the lead, 1 high, 1 low. Carter trying to make that car 4 lanes wide down the front straightaway. Blake Dulger now on the inside of Tollison. Battle for the lead. Getting dicey here with 4 to go. Michael Covey is there. It's a 4-car dance behind the lap car of Christopher Hadden. 3 to go this time. The lap car checking up the leaders. Got some contact. Everybody keeps it clean and green. Kyle Carter sees the popsicle sticks. 2 laps to go. They're 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Here comes Michael Covey back to the high side. Blake Dulger down to the inside, beating and banging for the lead. White flag is out. Who's going to get it? The lap car of Hadden making it interesting. Kyle Carter's got the lead out of turn number 4. Checkered flag flies. Kyle Carter is going to be your winner here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Well, folks, what a wild night of racing here at the Tulsa Expo Raceway out of both classes. Let's take a look at the A feature rundown for the super late models. Kyle Carter is going to be your winner. Blake Dulger in 2nd. Michael Covey muscles his way onto the podium. Hayden Tollison and Kane Williams going to round out the top 5. Nick McDougall, Noah Bowman, Jace Schaff, Christopher Perrin, and Preston Cottrell round out the top 10. Andrew Thornton, last car in the lead lap, in 11th. Richie Gaines, Christopher Hadden, Chase Copeland, Dylan Jones, Brandon Walsh, Michael Covey, and Matt Westfall round out your 18-car field here with the super late models. And we want to thank you, everybody that's been watching all season long with the Midwest Super Dirt Series. I would like to be the announcer again next season for the Super Late Model Series brought to you by Cosmic Dougal Gaming. So when that comes back out next summer, we will see you then. Otherwise, stay tuned. We've got a couple other things in the works. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time here on the B Main Bandits YouTube channel.